So I'm going to, leave the floor to Anna Majko now. Anna Majko is the director of Initiative ARSIS, an NGO based in Albania. Over to you, Anna.
Thank you, Martin, very much for your introduction, and thank you for making us part of this webinar and for your presentation. I represent a local NGO in Albania called Initiative ARSIS that is mostly based on local communities for ensuring child rights and child protection. We see localization as a way of recognizing the importance of empowering local actors, because time to time we've seen traditional approaches. That means that most of the decision-making was centralized or with an overlook of insights, expertise, or the context from the local actors. Localization itself, it's important to prioritize the community through capacity building and engagement of local actors. I can bring into attention one of our experiences here in Albania during the disaster crisis, the earthquake in 2019, when most of the international organizations partnered with local actors, local NGOs, in order to provide immediate support. And we were one of them. And we understood that the investment that this international organization made to resource mobilization, to community engagement, to management of the crisis and the disaster was very impactful in our way, how we perceive the community and how in itself we provided support to our beneficiaries. Why it's important for us as a local NGO to empower local NGOs or actors is because, first of all, we are the first responders in crisis, and not only. We possess invaluable local knowledge, so we know what's happening in our local communities, in our municipalities, and what are the main stakeholders to cope with. And we have a very deep understanding of the cultural, social dynamics of our communities. And saying this is that the need for future development and capacitation of our staff, members, and itself of the NGO is very important, but it's not easy. You mentioned something in your presentation that there are some barriers that prohibits or somehow impact our way how we develop and engage. One of them is financial restrictions, because we might have a very high interest as a local actor to engage and to partner and to be part of this process of development, but there are financial restrictions. We might have a very nice puzzle of what we need and where we want to develop, but we have a lack of access to trainings or technical support. So these financial and opportunities to partner and to develop through partnering, it's somehow has some limitations. Secondly is that in most of the cases, when we partner with international NGOs or donors or philanthropies, we face a lot of unequal partnerships or traditional hierarchies. Some of these institutions see us as subcontractors, just as a service providers, but not as partners, as real partners, when we decide how to cooperate each other and how to develop each other. And thirdly is that there are a lot of bureaucratic processes, especially in partnering with international organizations or governmental institutions. We see that there is a lot of bureaucratic processes and procedures that somehow impede collaboration and resource sharing. So, but this does not mean that we cannot somehow find opportunities and engage ourselves in community development or capacity development processes within our communities. Because one of the strongest points when we are part of this process is that we increase our way on how we find resilience in our communities, or that our interventions are more sustainable and tailored to local contexts. In Albania, the majority of capacity development programs has been provided by European nations' funds, through establishing national networks, regional initiatives, or dedicated platforms for capacity building and development of local organizations. But still, I might say that the localization and partnering, it's a process that needs both efforts from both parties. So it's not only an intention of local NGO, but should be the same approach from the governmental institution, from donors, from partners, in order to make this process as smooth and as beneficial for both parties. Thank you.